Hi, I'm Percy Janke. Welcome to Silverton Radiators. You know, for most people, the second most expensive asset they will ever own after their home is a motor vehicle. With 2 or even 3 cars per family, in many cases the investment in these assets can become very big. It's actually surprising, therefore, that people sometimes take shortcuts in the care and maintenance of their vehicles. And by doing this, they run the risk of incurring bigger costs down the line through expensive subsequent repairs. Why take that chance by dealing with service providers who may offer you a small short-term saving, but may also lead to a huge repair bill in the longer term? Modern motor vehicles are complex, high-tech machines and need to be serviced and repaired by properly trained and equipped people who are specialists in one of the many integrated systems in a modern vehicle. One of these is the cooling system. The cooling system is made up of several different components which, in turn, interact with other components in the vehicle, all of which makes fault finding difficult, or even just making sure everything is working the way it should. The radiator is, of course, one of the most important parts in this system. These days, most of them are made of aluminium, and these are even more sensitive to external factors than the traditional copper brass versions. In other words, the radiator may have failed, but the cause may well lie elsewhere in the system, and simply replacing the radiator may not solve the problem. With all this complexity, when you have a problem with your vehicle's cooling system, doesn't it make sense to consult the experts? Of course it does. And what better experts can you find than Silverton Radiators, who've been in the business for over 60 years. As part of the international Bear Group, they have the backup and technical support of one of the world's leaders in the field of motor vehicle engine cooling and air conditioning. Bear is an original equipment supplier of thermal management components to most of the major car companies and has factories in Europe, the USA, South America, Africa and Asia. In South Africa, Silverton's head office and national distribution centre in Johannesburg carry stocks of over 32 million rands worth of radiators and cooling system parts, comprising over 4,500 separate part numbers, giving it by far the best range and availability. These are distributed through a network of 122 Silverton Radiators franchised outlets situated throughout Southern Africa. These outlets provide a complete cooling system service which includes thorough testing for leaks, combustion gases, stray current, pressure caps, thermostats and antifreeze levels. Their staff is equipped to do flushing, cleaning and repairing and recoring, in addition to supplying and fitting new radiators and other cooling system parts. These guys know what they're doing. They're specialists in diagnosing cooling system problems and finding solutions. They won't just sell you a radiator in a box and send you on your way. What's more, any job they do, whether it's a small repair, a recall, a new radiator, or any other component in the cooling system, carries a nationwide warranty which will be honoured by any Silverton franchise anywhere in the country and neighbouring states. If you have a problem, simply phone 0861 Radiator or visit our website to find your nearest outlet. Having said this, we at Silverton are also conscious of the fact that price can in some cases be an important consideration when paying for spares or repairs for your car. Because of this, for certain models we've introduced a range of competitively priced radiators to complement our high quality factory approved units. Although they're slightly cheaper, these radiators have also been thoroughly tested to make sure they meet our minimum quality standards. So why then should you go to Silverton Radiators when you have a cooling system problem? Well, if you're not already convinced by what I've said so far, let me highlight some of the more important reasons why you should put your trust in Silverton. You get expert cooling system diagnosis and testing, which will identify the true cause of leaks and overheating problems before expensive engine damage occurs. You get comprehensive cleaning and repair service. Radiators are chemically cleaned, disassembled, thoroughly repaired and restored to full efficiency. You get radiators that equal or exceed the vehicle manufacturer's specifications. You get properly equipped workshops, which will ensure an efficient repair service for any type of radiator. You get properly trained staff, which will make sure you get the right advice and top service. You get proper quality control. Every job is thoroughly tested to make sure it's right before it's sent out. You get ethical trading. Every franchise is bound to a code of practice to ensure you get what you paid for. You get a warranty, which will be honoured anywhere in the country by over 120 Silverton outlets. In a nutshell, you get complete cooling confidence. So don't just buy a radiator in a box from the cheapest source. Some boxes may contain a radiator of acceptable quality, but some, on the other hand, may be rather dubious. Which one will you get when you buy one over the counter, and will it solve your problem? So whether you're a garage, a workshop, panel beater, or a motorist, don't take chances. See Silverton Radiators for any cooling system problem. At Silverton, you can be sure of getting a quality approved product backed by a watertight guarantee and expert advice. Silverton Radiators, your complete cooling system solution.